Hello guys, it is Gator Theories here, and guys, the brand new game show The Traitors on BBC has been out for about a month now, and I'm still absolutely obsessed with it. I can't wait for when they do a series 2. So I thought today we would rank all of the characters and contestants from The Traitors on a tier list to see which one's the best and which one is the worst. Let's get into it, but before we go any further, please make sure that you've clicked that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new tier list videos. Okay, so here is the tier list. Now, just before we get started, this is my own opinion. If you have a different opinion to me, which you likely will do, please let me know where you would place these characters down below in the comments. There'll also be a link in the description to this tier list so you can check it out yourself. I've put them in order of the contestants leaving, that's including them being eliminated or murdered or at the end winning. And let's get straight on into it. To start off with, we've got Claudia, the presenter, of course. I decided to add her in just because she basically is in as much of the episode as the other guys at the end of it. And she's just such a brilliant presenter. I absolutely love her. I think the energy that she brings to this, especially if you've seen her presenting other stuff, for example, like Strictly, it's such a more darker energy, but also you can tell she's absolutely loving it, and she is rooting for these characters as much as we are. For that reason, she's S tier. I think by the end, you can especially tell, like on that final mission, where she's really wanting the contestants to win that money, is just amazing. She also adds a lot of comedy to it. I absolutely love it. Next, we've got Aisha, the first one to leave. Now, I don't really have an opinion on her because we barely even got to see her in the first episode, and then she was murdered. So, for that reason, I'm going to put her in the C tier. Like, it's nothing against her or anything, I just didn't get to see her much. She's not good, she's not bad, she's middle ground, she's C. Maybe she'd had more time, I might have liked her more or hated her more. So for that reason, she's going to go in the C tier. Next, we've got Nikki. Now, lots of people really liked her for, like, that 2 episodes that she was in. I did think she had a very harsh, like, time at the round table, considering it was the first time to be voted off, and basically everyone just kind of followed everyone else. So as soon as one person said Nikki, everyone said Nikki. But she wasn't anything really special, in my opinion. She didn't really add much to the show. So for that reason, she's going to go in the C tier as well. Next, we've got Claire. Now, Claire's an interesting one because you could tell she would have been like an interesting vibe throughout the show if she'd had more time to go on. Of course, being a former policewoman, you got the sense and the vibe that she was going to be good at working out who the traitors would be. And I really wish we'd got to see more of her. And it was also weird because I swear I recognized her. And then, like, literally as soon as she'd been murdered, she was suddenly appearing on my For You page. I was like, of course, she's from TikTok. So that was quite a cool little link in there. But she didn't really have much time to grow or do anything. So I'm going to put her in the B tier because I reckon if she'd have had more time, she would have been better. Next, we've got Imran. I really didn't like Imran. He was just a very stuck-up person who thinks they know more than everyone else. The joke of it is that during these early rounds, he was, like, correct compared to other people. He was thinking of other solutions, and I do think he was only voted out because of his personality. But then again, I didn't really like his personality either. I don't think it's enough to go in the D tier, so he's going to go in the C tier. Next, we've got Ivan. I didn't really like Ivan. I don't know what it was, but just his vibe, the fact that he was like, oh, the traitors have got to keep me in because I'm so good at these missions and I'm such a good problem solver. I just didn't really get his vibe. I didn't really like him that much, and I didn't think he added much to the game whatsoever. I'm going to probably say D tier. I just really didn't like him, and I'm very glad that he left. Next, we've got John. I despised John. I could not stand him. He was so annoying. When Aaron started crying in one of the round tables and John just started pointing the finger because Aaron was curious about his spa profession, why that instantly made him a traitor, I will never know. So John was just really annoying. He was also really cocky, I thought, just thought he knew everything when he didn't. So for that reason, he's going to go in the D tier. Very glad that he was murdered. Next, we've got Tom. Tom and Alex. I have to say, episode 4, when Tom decides to just go crazy and reveal that him and Alex are together, is by far one of the best episodes in the show. And I think it's definitely the turning point for me when I realised this show was going to be something really special. I absolutely love Tom. He was a bit of an idiot by the end of it because he basically just dug his own hole. And then when he was convinced that he knew who the traitors were, and then he was wrong, it was like no time before he was going to get banished. So he was a bit stupid, but I really did like him, and I loved him and Alex together. So I'm going to put him in the A tier. Next, we've got Matt. Now, I love Tom and Alex. I really didn't like Matt. Like, I felt sorry for him, don't get me wrong. I think basically every single person in the country felt sorry for him because he was basically the Love Islander of this show. When he took Alex out for a chat after the whole revelation had happened, it kind of felt like we were watching an episode of Love Island, like, can I take you out for a chat? He even had the water bottle, and I just wasn't here for that vibe for this show. I watched Love Island for that. I don't watch The Traitors for that. So, for that reason, he's going to go in the D tier. I felt sorry for him, but he didn't really shine out to me like everyone else. Next, we've got Alyssa, our first traitor, and what a brilliant traitor. For that reason, S tier. I felt so bad for her because Amanda and Wilfred are dark horses. The way they poisoned her, the way they turned against her, that scene was so tense. I watch it every single time and I'm still like shaking every time I'm watching it. Alyssa was my favourite traitor up to that point until she got banished. Just for the reasons of I really liked her personality. I thought she played the game really well. And you could just tell she was embracing the fact that no one was ever going to suspect me, so I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing. I thought she was a great traitor, added so much to it. It was a shame that she got taken out so early on, but the fact that we got that round table where traitors were turning on traitors, it was just an amazing moment. Next, we've got Ryan. You thought I hated John, I hate Ryan even more. He's going in the D tier, he was rubbish, that's all I need to say. Next, we've got Alex. Oh, Alex. If only you had been a traitor, it would have been amazing. Alex would have been in the S tier because I just thought she was an amazing character. The way she kind of manipulated Matt without even meaning to, the way she kind of manipulated other people, the way she defended herself was really cool. The way she kind of outed Alyssa when she thought it was Alyssa, and of course her relationship with Tom, amazing. But then she gets the opportunity to be a traitor and she turns it down. Why would you do that? Like, I know why she didn't end up being a traitor at the end because, you know, she was a faithful, she wanted to stay faithful to the game, and I can understand that, but can you imagine if it had been Amanda, Wilfred, and Alex as the traitors? I reckon they would have won. She would have won by far. So, for that reason, unfortunately, because she didn't become a traitor, and I think it's such a missed opportunity, she's going to go in the A tier. Next, we've got Amos. Now, loads of people absolutely loved Amos, and I thought his surprise return with Kieran was, like, amazing. But I'm not the biggest fan of him. I kind of just thought, like, he was nice, but then the way he kind of went about finding out who the traitor was, it came across, like, kind of a bit obnoxious is the way I see it. So, let's say he goes C tier. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Next, we've got Theo. I really liked Theo. However, I don't think he was as good as A and S tier compared to the other people who could be in this category. So I think he's going to go top B tier. Next, we've got Faye. I absolutely love Faye. I thought at the beginning, when everyone was turning against her, I wasn't really the biggest fan of her. But by the end, she was amazing. I wish she had got to the final. She's S tier. Needless I say more. Next, we've got Amanda. What an amazing traitor. By far, top S tier. I mean, she's such a dark horse, this woman. The way she just manipulates everyone was just absolutely amazing. I will say, at first, I wasn't that struck on Amanda. She was a, you know, an alright traitor. But then, when she had the choice between choosing Wilfred to leave or Alyssa, and she turns on Alyssa after we think she's going to turn on Wilfred, and then she just basically destroys Alyssa and then goes to Wilfred. If you ever try that on me, I will send a dragon on you. It is just amazing the way she plays it. I absolutely love her hiddenness behind everything, how she manipulates everyone, how she just pretends that she's this incredible mum and could never be a traitor. And the fact that you got people like Faye who like could never suspect it to be Amanda. It is an amazing role that she plays. I absolutely love her. Next, we've got Andrea. Again, I really like Andrea. I know loads of people like Andrea. It's their favourite character. For me, she's decent. That's all I'm going to say. So I think she's going to go top B tier. Next, we've got Maddie. What an interesting character because she is just so annoying. But she's even more annoying because she's getting the answer right, but for the wrong reasons. And for that reason, she has to stay in. And it's like, I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. She was very like up and down for me. Sometimes I really liked her. Sometimes I really hated her. I think by the end, because I'd gotten so used to the vibe and the personality, I did sometimes laugh in hysterics at her. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you can interpret that. So I think she's going to go top B tier. Like, I don't think she's as bad as these characters. I think she gets a bad deal purely because of how stupid she is sometimes. Next, we've got Kieran. Kieran's an interesting one because, of course, he returns with Amos and he basically does everything that you could possibly do in the Traitors. He was technically banished, then came back as a faithful, then was about to be murdered, but then ended up being a traitor, but then turned on the traitor and then got banned. Like, he basically had the full rollercoaster ride. And I felt kind of sorry for him because I don't know whether it was just the editing or it was Kieran himself, but he was really edited as this kind of like villainous character. Like, when he was made a traitor and then turned against Wilfred, he was made as the villain. So for that reason, I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but I do admire him. So he's going to go probably end of B tier. Next, we're finally at the finals, and we've got Wilfred. By far, S tier. What an amazing traitor. How he manages to manipulate everyone, how he manages to get these remaining 3 faithfuls on his side is just absolutely amazing. The way he turns on Alyssa, the way he turns on Amanda, the way he turns on Kieran at the end is just amazing. I think what a winner. And the fact that when he actually doesn't win at the end and starts crying and says, I'm so grateful that I haven't won, you can tell that this was eating him up inside. The emotion is there. I absolutely love it. And I feel really bad for him at the end. And finally, we've got our 3 remaining faithfuls. And I'm going to say they're definitely top S and A tier. I'd say Meryl A tier. Purely because she was just an amazing character, but I don't think she was at the level as these lot. So for that reason, she's going to go in the A tier, but I really did like her, especially by the end. Aaron was a bit of a strange one for me. At first, I really liked him, even when he was having like his panic attack moment. In the middle, he kind of got a bit lost for me. I kind of like forgot he was there. And he wasn't really that interesting. So in the beginning, probably A. In the middle, probably C, maybe. But then at the end, he probably got back to A. So for that reason, for that little curve, I'm going to put him in the A tier. Because he did get to the end, and he was a really nice guy. And finally, we've got Hannah. By far, S tier. Absolutely loved her. I don't need to say anything else. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, let me know down below in the comments, do you agree with my picks for where to put these contestants on this tier list? Would you have placed any of the traitors or faithfuls anywhere else on your tier list? Let me know all your thoughts down there, and also whether you love the traitors as much as I do. And as always, we've been here on Creative Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.